This is a sustainability episode. What that means? I'm basically trying to get rid of all my bar. But I have some very niche bottles and I need to get rid of them and I need to find a way how. Well, one thing I need to get rid of in the first place is this pineapple, because it's seen better days and it's about to expire and I need to use it literally today because tomorrow it's going to be in the trash. So we're going to be making a cocktail with a pineapple and we're going to shake it. So I have pineapple chunks. I think it would only make sense. Let me adjust the camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Give me a second. That's better, no? Okay, so I have pineapple chunks. I'm going to muddle them. That's the only things that comes to my mind, because if I want to infuse it or do some syrups with it or anything of the sort, this pineapple is not ripe, it's not fresh enough, so it wouldn't work as well. Now, how much pineapple I'm putting? I don't know, I'm trying to get rid of as much as possible, but just trying to cover the bottom of the tin. And I'm gonna grab my muddle and muddle the pineapple. Now, fuck, one fell out on the floor. Don't worry, we've got plenty more. Muddling is not my favorite thing to do in the bar, because it creates a lot of mess, especially if you shake it. Then your ice is it's combined with all this residue of pineapple and it's very hard to get rid of it if you don't have a strainer. It goes into a sink and it can clog the sink. I just hate muddling. And second of all, muddling just doesn't really make sense. I would much rather infuse it or make a syrup out of it, or maybe even blend it or do something like that. Because when you muddle, you don't really have much control of how much juice you're going to express. You can follow the recipe. You can use 4 pieces, 5 pieces, you know, half of a wedge, 5 wedges, whatever the recipe says. The sizing of the fruit is almost always different. So muddling is never precise. And when you work with recipes, it's all about precision. So muddling is not my favorite thing to do, but it's quick and easy. And with the pineapple chunks that I have, I'm going to do that. And this pineapple seems to be very dry, so I'm going to add a few more chunks because I'm not getting too much of a juice. Exactly the reason why I mentioned I hate muddling. Alright, that should do. Now, when I was thinking what would go well with pineapple, well, the first thing that comes to my mind is probably with every pineapple ingredient, it's rum. But I do not have rum at the moment. I would love one in my bar. It's probably my next bottle I'm going to buy, but I don't have one, so I have to improvise. But before we get onto the spirits, I'm going to use my citrus. And with pineapple, I think lime would go very well, much better than lemon. You know, you've got to think of your all tiki cocktails, you know, like pina colada and all that kinds of stuff. It all calls for lime, at least usually. Well, not usually, always for pina coladas. Because in those tropical countries where they grow pineapple, they usually grow limes. You don't really get many lemons over there. So it only makes sense to use a lime. And my limes are very dry. I'm not sure if I'm even going to get 25 ml. No, don't think I will. I don't think I will. Which means I'm gonna have to go and grab another lime. Give me a second. I'm back. These limes are very dry because they're very old. And this is another reason why I need to get rid of another thing in my house. So, as I said, this is a sustainability episode. I'm trying to get rid of everything that's about to expire, that's very old and has been on the shelf for some time, and I just want to get rid of it. And the only way how I can know how to get rid of things is to drink them, because this is a bartending channel, obviously. So the pineapple I could eat, but I'm going to drink it instead, like we do in Bartendesque. I just realized when I turn over to the camera and my mic is on this side, so even though I'm facing you, you probably can hear me worse. I don't know, I'll only see in the post edit. Anyway, my lime is 25 ml squeezed juice. Came out of 2 limes, which usually you can do with 1 lime. As I said, they're pretty dry. So I have my pineapple muddled, my 25 ml of lime. Now for the base spirit, as I said, I do not have rum, so I'm gonna use this monkey bottle, which I think will go quite nice in this cocktail. I'm actually very excited to try this. And now, what is in this monkey bottle? Now this is my favorite bottle. I mean, I'm talking about the shape of the bottle. Look at that. Look at the monkey. It's cool, huh? So inside is a homemade Russian liqueur made from tea, black tea or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I got it in this bottle already, so there's no label. It was most likely handmade. It has very nice, subtle, sweet flavor with a hint of lemon and a hint of cherry. It tastes incredible. I think it is quite boozy. You can taste the alcohol in it as well. But with the ingredients I'm putting in, I think it will blend it very well. So as a base spirit, I'm a firm believer that you need to use 50 ml of base spirit in cocktails. Well, in most cases, of course. There we go. So we got pineapple, lime, and this mysterious monkey tea bottle. Now, what else I could put inside? I think it's not sweet enough at the moment. So another thing I had to get rid of was my champagne. Well, it was not a champagne, it was an English sparkling wine. It was a 19 Bartendesque. But the bottle went flat. And instead of throwing it away, I decided to make a syrup out of it. I'm going to show you how right now. This bottle of 19 is flat. It's flat as a pancake. Let me show you. It's been open for a while and it lost all its bubbles. There's very little left. It's a demi-sec, which means it's a sweet wine. Sweet sparkling wine, and it's very nice actually. But it's flat. I don't want to drink it flat. Instead I'm gonna make a syrup out of it. So I'm gonna need some sugar and I need the champagne. I've got some brown sugar here. And I need my demi-sec. That's the only 2 ingredients I'm going to need. I'm going to mix them together and make a syrup. First of all, the bottle is not entirely full, so I need to measure it out. Usually I would put my dry ingredients first, but since I don't know how much wine there is in the bottle, I need to measure it out on a scale. So whatever's here in the glass, I'll put in, and the rest of the bottle. So there it is, 187 grams, which means I'm going to need 187 grams of sugar. One 182, 183, 189. So we got 2 more grams of sugar, but it's close enough. And I'm doing 1-to-1 because usually I would make my sugar syrups 2 parts of sugar to 1 part of water. However, I do want to preserve the flavor of the champagne, therefore I want to use more of it. And also another reason why I want to use a 1-to-1 ratio for this is because this champagne, it's not champagne, it's English sparkling wine, but this English sparkling wine is very sweet. It's a demi-sec. So it doesn't need additional sugar to it. So 1-to-1 ratio I think is more than enough. Now we're gonna turn our stove onto medium heat because we cannot let this boil, otherwise we will burn the sugar and turn it into a caramel. And by heating up the sparkling wine, we're gonna lose some of the alcohol. So don't expect that when you put a champagne syrup into a cocktail that is going to add any additional alcohol. All of the alcohol is going to pretty much evaporate and the alcohol content in it will be very small. And that's it. I can see a little bit of foam on top, but the champagne is dead. So hopefully it's gonna turn into a nice, beautiful syrup. And now all that does left to do is to stir this until the sugar is completely dissolved and making sure that it doesn't burn. So this is what it looks like at the moment. There's a little bit of foam on top and it's not even heated up. Just turned it on. The sugar is not dissolving at all, but it will over time, so we just need to keep stirring and be patient until it dissolves completely into a clear liquid. This is what it looks like right now. There is a bit of a foam on top, nice lovely foam, and the aroma is just incredible. I just smell champagne all over the room. So now the sugar is completely dissolved. I'm going to take it off the heat, let it cool, and then bottle it. So the syrup have now cooled down. I'm going to put it in my bottles, and obviously I'm going to taste it as well. But I have to say, it smells absolutely incredible. It does smell like a champagne, weirdly. One bottle and a bit. That's what I'm going to need. So that is sugar syrup made from Bartendesque. I know I keep saying champagne in this video, but it's only for the purpose of the video. It's easier to say, easier to remember. It's not champagne, it's an English sparkling wine. The day they make champagne from Sussex, I'll be fucked. So, now the most important part of it all, tasting. The consistency, you can very clearly see that it's 1-to-1 syrup. It's very, very liquid, it's not very thick. And I have to keep that in mind when I use it in cocktails. And I'll probably have to use a little bit more of it if I want more sweetness. However, I already explained why I did it 1-to-1, not 2-to-1. Now, tasting time. That is absolutely gorgeous. That is gorgeous, especially because this is sweet wine. Oh my god, it's quite sweet. I mean, obviously it's a syrup, so obviously it's sweet, but the champagne is so dominant in it. I can't wait to use it in a cocktail. It's incredible. It's like, you know, I would otherwise throw this away in a sink, down the drain, and now I gave it a new life. And I'm going to repurpose this bottle, and this is just genius way to use flat champagne. You should definitely try it. So this is how you make this delicious liquid that is going to sweeten up this cocktail and give it so much flavor, so much aroma. So I'm going to use 20 ml of the champagne syrup. I think 20 ml should be enough. I'm scared to go 15 because it is 1-to-1 ratio, but it's pretty sweet, so I don't want to go all the way to 25. Let's see how this works. And the last, but not least, I want to use some bitters, but I'm not going to use bitters. I'm going to use a bitter liquor, which is Fernet, which is one of the bottles I want to get rid of the most because it's absolutely disgusting, it's revolting. I can't drink it on its own. It smells horrible, smells like medicine. For anybody who tried Fernet before, they know exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to use this in a very, very small portion, just like I would use with bitters. So I'm going to drop it like 5 ml. I think that's going to add a beautiful flavor to our cocktail. And with that, I think we are ready to shake it up. Okay, let's go for it. It's nice dark color. I wonder what it's gonna come out like. The color is nice and orange. There's a bit of foam from the pineapple on top, and it smells very tropical. I'm actually very excited to try this. First, I'm gonna take the glass, and I'm going to put a big block of ice, just like so, and I'm going to double strain, obviously, because we muddled the pineapple, and there's gonna be little pieces of pineapple that I don't want to drink. So I'm going to double strain the cocktail straight in there. The volume's perfect. The wash line is amazing. Wash line is the line of the liquid in the glass, and if it's all the way to the top, it's not always perfect because it's very tricky to drink. When you bring it up to your mouth, you're going to spill. And also for the waiter, when they bring it to the table, they're going to spill as well, and there's going to be mess everywhere. If the liquid is too little, then you're going to feel like you're being cheated. You're not getting big glass for little liquid. So the wash line is perfect, the color is perfect. I'm not getting too much of a smell, to be honest. It's 2024, but maybe I have COVID. Or there's just no smell to it at all. I would expect much more pineapple, but this pineapple is not ripe, so the flavor is not going through as much as you would with a fresh pineapple. Either way, I created something that I'm very excited to try. So without any further ado, cheers. I get straight away, the first, I get one sip and I can't talk, that's how good it is. The first thing I taste is the monkey bottle. The sweetness of the liquor and the liquor itself, it comes through straight away. And then it develops into those other flavors that are there. And the very last thing that comes through at the end, the little aftertaste, is the sweetness of the pineapple. And that is just like this beautiful finish to this wonderful drink. It's very refreshing, I have to say. And talk about sustainability when I don't have too many things to play with. This is really decent cocktail. I would not be ashamed to serve you this at any bar. This is how we think. This is how we do things. Yeah, I can't even fucking talk anymore. Can you imagine me after this? That's a video for another day. I'm a fucking idiot because there's a few things that I forgot to do in this video. For instance, one of the most important things that you do with every cocktail, and that's a garnish. You see? I'm fucking mental. So I didn't even put a garnish on a cocktail. How can I call myself a fucking bartender? It's fucking unacceptable. Either way, we're using pineapple. I have loads of these pineapple chunks. I have so many, I throw them on the floor willy-nilly. So obviously, a pineapple would be the garnish. Just like so. And I absolutely ignore the fernet, the champagne syrup, and all the beautiful things that I put in it. So let me refer to this right now. I can taste the fernet in it. It has a very subtle flavor, so that means I use the right amount. If I use any more, it would be shitty, it would be too overpowering, it would take over the drink. The champagne I don't really taste that much, but there is a lot going on anyway. Ok, dai un secondo. But the champagne syrup gives it the sweetness which you need in this cocktail. There are a lot of other flavors. There are a lot of There are a lot of other flavors that, you know, play a huge part in this cocktail, so you can't really taste everything. But regular sugar syrup would do just the same job. The balance is great. So, yeah. I think there's really nothing else to say now. I've said it all, I hope. Maybe I'll remember later, I'll put in the description or something, I don't fucking know. How can I be so fucking stupid, man? I've been doing videos for 55 years. Unbelievable.